Same deal. What's it kind of like dealing with, the rescheduling and all of that, or change of days that you're playing early on in the season?
We've talked about this several times as a team that this is going to happen. So, does it kind of punch you in the gut a little bit when it does happen? Yes, but our goal is just a little bit of just roll with some of these punches. I think Coach Brown just said that. That's probably what came out of my mouth. But there's a lot of lessons to be learned as all these changes are happening. So our goal is just to stay focused and do everything we can to better ourselves. And right now that is within our practices. We've done everything we can to be creative because we know, the teams that we face and go against will give us a different look, obviously, outside of ourselves and how we defend and our offense. So it's been good. We are getting better, and that's positive, but we have to study ourselves right now a lot more than getting to study and prepare for other teams. So the St. Ed's, that's unique because as a lot of teams are, learning right now, it's you're preparing, you got your game plan in, and then it changes, really quickly. So I think it was Texas and Tennessee women basketball the other day. Maybe Tennessee was already here to play Texas in the state of Texas, and then that game got canceled. So we're prepared for anything and everything right now as best as we can, and I think the focus just stays on you and the players and where you're going, so you don't allow yourself to go up and down with all these changes.
Is that one of the things that you're going to focus on with game plan? Because like a game could change. You could lose a game and get it again, another game like 24 hours later. Is that just like, well, what are we going to do to win instead of like focusing on what the other team's going to do?
I think you know your strengths as a team, and I can't say that we exactly know that just yet. We do need to play some games to see some of that, but you focus on your strengths as a team as you're preparing, and you're not going to know all the tendencies of the other team. If it's a quick turnaround, if it's a 2-day turnaround, that's pretty quick. But we have a lot of technology with synergy and how we're able to see and get information pretty quickly too. So the best thing is that we can just adjust, be adaptable, be flexible, and be ready for anything. And I think one of our players asked, is this going to kind of feel like an AAU season? I was like, I hope it's not that quick where you just show up and play through, whoever it is. But that'll be the feel, and sometimes not knowing is good too. Sometimes you can almost over-prepare and know too much information about a team. Now we might not know very much. We just need to be the best team that night.
You talked about knowing some of your strengths. What would you say are some of your best strengths and maybe some stuff that you guys do have to work on?
I think for us, we always start with our leadership and our senior leadership. That's kind of what navigates us right now. We have Abby Spurgeon, Lexie Hightower, two of the best seniors that you could ask for. We have a great group of juniors, actually a really large junior class. And we have sophomores and a couple of freshmen that they're learning how to play the game. We are reminding them that it's coming, like tomorrow is coming, and that may be game day here pretty soon. So just the speed, the pace of the game for those younger ones is always a big transition. So they've had some time, our freshmen, to adapt, but I'm really proud of them. They've grown a lot, they've matured a lot the last month, and we've had everybody maybe two weeks now as a team together. So we went through weeks, maybe 6 weeks or so where the whole team wasn't even together. So it's nice to have everybody on the court and just kind of getting a feel for our personality as a team and hopefully maybe what an identity would look like on that court.
With every sport that's had an opportunity to play this season, they've kind of dealt with, like, we're going to see players play that weren't expecting to get a start their freshman or sophomore year. What's kind of the message you're giving to those younger players, knowing that they might just have to be in like this next woman-up situation?
Yeah, we just say ready for the call, right? So it is kind of the next person up. Are you saying if somebody gets sick or anything could happen, right? So we view, I guess, COVID as it could be like an injury, and there's a player that's maybe not going to be in the next game, and now we do need somebody to step up. So the goal is that mentally they're prepared for that moment. Do they have the skill set? Most of the time the players do, or they wouldn't be here. Mentally are they ready to take on this load of maybe helping out their teammate that's no longer there? So it is. We talk about it a lot, and we don't want to have to talk about it, but it is what it is. And if we got 6 kids, we're going to battle with 6 kids, 7 kids. That's not a lot, but I don't know if you guys saw that. Was Oklahoma women's basketball had 6 players. Their AD was like bringing in water on a tray. You guys didn't see that? It was like a Power 5 AD. So I sent that to Michael. I'm like, Michael, and he was serving water in a suit and tie. I was like, well, But it could be, that could happen, and so you just have to be ready. And I just hope that it's not all post players that we have left. It's going to be tough to play with 4 post players and 2 guards, right?
You worried about the future in terms of the number of games you have to play, if it gets compressed, if this continues on? I mean, the other day there were 110 basketball games canceled at one time. I mean, it's unless everybody gets shots at the same time, it's probably going to happen.
It's going to happen, and I think it's going to be tougher in conference play right now. As you see, a lot of Division I's, they're not, or they're just getting started in conference. So early on, all those first 2 or 3 weeks, if a game got canceled, they could just mix and match, and people were moving everywhere. As you get into conference play, I think it's going to be tougher because you're really trying to keep your conference schedule and keep playing conference games. So yeah, we have to get 11 games to even get a chance to play in the NCAA tournament. So we lost 2 this past weekend. It is tough to reschedule sometimes, and but the hope is that we can get going. Let's play 2 games this weekend. We'll have a little Christmas break, and then we'll see what it looks like in January.
So people, I mean, you've had a chance to look at Lexie this in the fall. Like, she didn't play last year. Obviously, like from your perspective, what has she improved on since her injury?
I can't tell you all the no, just kidding. I think what I've seen from this year, and she's worked on it a lot in the summer. She's just playing more physical. For her best piece of her game is that mid-range jumper. She doesn't get fouled a lot shooting that shot. She shoots a 3 very well. Just getting in there, using her body a little bit more, whether it's driving, putting it on the floor, or finishing around the rim a little bit more, and drawing some of that contact. So I don't think it was ever a weakness. It was just something that she wanted to focus on more. Can she be a better rebounder? Yes, but let's get in there a little bit more. You're going to get pushed and shoved around. But she's the kid that it just seems like you always got to put that carrot in front of her. She's always, what's next? What more can I improve on? You won't find somebody that's more just particular and detail-oriented about her game. If she misses a shot, stepping from the right wing, catching it at the top of the key, coming from that side in practice, you'll see her right after practice shoot 10 of those because all those details matter, and she'll try to figure out why she missed that one shot in practice. So her ability to focus on details and adjust has been pretty special throughout her career.
What did you see from Fort Smith this weekend when they played Kingsville?
Athletic team, a young team as well. So they got juniors, sophomores, freshmen that are out there, and they're going to want to press, get up and down a little bit. So we'll have to be ready for that. I think they have a little run and jump and a little 1-2-2 looking press. So they were last year too. We played them here last year. A similar look with just some new personnel. And so I think the big thing is I just want to get on the court. I want the opportunity to play. And we'll start preparing here today and start putting in some of our game plan for what we need to do.